Hi friends, my name is Akhil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial we will see how to write expressions in SSIS. So this is my profile. I have 13 plus years of experience on Microsoft technologies, especially in SSIS. So the agenda of today's video tutorial is how to write expressions in SSIS. So recently one of my friend Hari Prasad, he asked like, can you do some basics on SSIS expression language? So I created one of the video on SSIS that can be like, you can think of part 1. So this was the video what are expressions in SSIS and how to write expressions. I would recommend to watch this video as well, because this you can think of like part 1 of the SSIS expressions video. So let's jump to the demo. So I have a product.csv file that I will be loading in this particular video, and then we will see how we can apply the expressions while loading the data from this particular CSV file. So I have 7 rules that we need to apply while loading the data. So the first one is like concatenate two fields, maybe first name and last name, to get the full name. So we have 2 columns, one is first name, another one is last name. So I want a full name to be created based on the concatenation of first name and last name. Okay, now the second rule is change the case of gender to upper. So you can see that some of the values of the gender are in capital and some of them are in small. So I want all the values to be converted to the upper. Okay, now the third one is get the total price by multiplying 2 fields, maybe unit price and quantity. So I want to create a third column which can be called as total price, and which will be a multiplication of unit price and quantity. So a new column should be added and these values should be multiplied. Okay, now another thing is get the file name without file path and insert it to SQL table. For example, this particular file is situated in D files folder. The file name is product.csv. The file name should be inserted without file path and should be inserted into a SQL Server table. So we will see how we can do that. And then get the file extension separately and insert it to SQL table. So we have an image path here. So from the image path we want to get the file extension like .jpg, .img, .png. So we want to get all these values and want to insert into a SQL Server table. Okay, now the sixth point is remove the dash from phone number and insert only numeric fields. So if you see in the phone numbers we have some dashes in between, so we want to remove all the dashes from it and want to insert just the numeric values into the SQL Server table. Now the seventh point is insert the provider of email into a separate field. So if you check the email here, so there is like @constantcontact.com, washingtonpost.com. Okay, so all these value like msu.edu. So we want all these information to be inserted into a SQL Server table. Yeah, that's what we want. So we want to extract the values from this email column, those values which are occurring after @ and we want to insert that to a SQL Server table. So let's see how we can do that all using the SSIS expressions. Alright, so let's create an SSIS package. So I have an SSIS package, blank SSIS package, and first of all let's create a flat file connection. So maybe I can just right click here and create a flat file connection so that it can connect to the D files folder and it can load the product.csv file. So just change the file type to CSV, and this is the file that you are saying product.csv. and if you, for example, if you preview the data here, so you will see that this value of this one, like till gender, it seems good, but after the gender, for example for product, it seems like there is a comma in the product name, so that's why the product got moved to another column. So to fix this particular thing, what we need to do, we need to use the text qualifier as double quote. So if you put double quote here, now the data should be good because there was a comma in the product name, so that's why it got shifted to another column. So now the data seems good here, so we can click OK. Now let me just drag and drop the data flow task into the control flow window and double click data flow task. Alright, so let's drag and drop the flat file source into the data flow task and configure the flat file source so that it can read the data from this particular file. So this seems good, click OK. Now to use the expressions, we will be using the derived column transformation here. So just drag and drop the derived column transformation and connect the flat file source with the derived column transformation, and right click and configure the derived column transformation. First thing that we want to do is you want to concatenate two fields, first name and last name, to get the full name. Okay, so maybe I can copy the full name from here, and then from the columns I can just drag and drop first name plus double quote space double quote plus, and then I can put a last name here. So this will actually create a first name. It will concatenate those two columns. However, you saw that the data type got converted to Unicode string, and I want the data type as string. So I can just typecast the data here. So I can put dt underscore str, size of the field 101, and then 1252 as code page. So this will convert into varchar 101. Okay, so this seems good now, the first column. Now the second one is change the case of gender to upper. So this is easy. So we have a gender column here, and then in the string functions we have some functions which we can use. For example, I have an upper function here, so I can use this upper function, and we can just put the gender column here in the upper. Okay, in the derived column transformation we can actually replace the existing values of the gender column so that it won't create a new column. Okay, so it will actually replace the gender column, and the first one will actually create a new column which will be called as full name. So these two things seems good. Now the third one is get the total price by multiplying two fields, maybe unit price and quantity. So we can just copy this name, total price. So we will be creating a new column, total price, and then we will multiply the values of the unit price multiply by quantity. Okay, so it is saying that the data type dt wstr cannot be used with binary operator multiplication. So it means that we need to typecast these columns. It seems like the unit price and quantity, they are of string type right now, so we need to typecast them. So there are functions to typecast. So we will be using the dt underscore i4, which will convert the value to an integer. Maybe I can remove this one, and then similarly I can just copy this one and I can put for the quantity as well. So now this will be converted to integer as well. So now this seems good. Final column will be total price, which will be multiplication of unit price and quantity, and the final data type will be 4 byte signed integer. So this seems good as well. Now get the file name without file path and insert it to SQL table. Right now I have just created one data flow task, but most of the time we use a for each loop container. For example, if you are using a lot of files, and from the for each loop container we can get the file path in an SSIS variable, and from that variable we want to get the file name. So I think let's do the same thing here as well. Let me just create an SSIS variable, and we will call that as file path. Okay, file path. Data type we will convert to string, and the value that we will give is d files product.csv. okay, so we will get the file name from this particular file path. Okay, now let's go back to the derived column transformation. In the variables and parameters there is a variable file path, user defined variable. So we'll just drag and drop into this expression, and then we will use a reverse method. So there is a reverse method here in the string methods. There is a reverse method which will actually just reverse the file name. So by reversing the file name, the product.csv come in the starting, right? Because let me just show you. So for example, right now this is the path. Okay, we will just reverse it. These values will come in start. So now what we will do, there is another function which is called as find string. So now we will use the find string function here. I will share this particular code with you, so maybe if you want to download, you can download this code, so it can help you. Maybe if you want to just try by yourself. Now we will find the first occurrence of the backslash. So we will put 2 backslash double quote, and we need to find the first occurrence. So we just want the location of first occurrence of this one. As soon as we will reverse it, this value will become in the beginning, and then we want the first occurrence of this particular backslash. So that's what we are doing here. And now as soon as we find the first occurrence, then there is a write function here, and now we will use the write function. Write functions actually can get the some n number of characters from a particular string. So in the character expression we will again put the file path, full file path, and in the number we will put this particular location, the location of the backslash, and -1 because the location starts with the 0. So now this seems good. So this will actually get you the values for the file name. So maybe I can call it like file name. Okay, this will be of n varchar. So I think this is fine for now. Okay, this is the expression to get the file name value, and I think I will share this particular code with you, all these things, so maybe you can just download it from the Google Drive. I will share the location with you. Now the fifth one is get the file extension separately and insert it to SQL table. Okay, so now we want to get the file extension. So I think we can use the similar thing like whatever code we have written here. So we were just getting the everything after backslash, and I think to get the extension what we can do is we can get all the values after this dot. You know, the extension we want to get from this particular CSV file. So we have an image path here, so we want to get the extension for all the images, so like .jpg, .img, .png, all these things. We can just simply copy this thing and paste it here, and the new column what we can call is, maybe we can call as like extension, file extension. Okay, and instead of the file path we will be using the image path. So we can just remove this file path and we can just drag and drop the image path here, and from image path instead of backslash we will be using a dot. You might thinking like why we use double backslash. So the thing is, in the expressions if you need to use the backslash, so backslash is a keyword as well, so that's why we need to use double backslash so that it can take one backslash. Okay, so this second line, this will get the extension from the image path. Okay, now the sixth point is remove the dash from the phone number and insert only numeric fields. Okay, so this is the phone number and we want to override the value of the phone number, and what we want to do, we want to replace the value. So there is a replace function here. We can use the replace function, and in the replace function we want to replace the values of the phone number, and we want to search for the dash and replace it with an empty string. Okay, so we are replacing dash from the phone number with a empty space, and these are the double quote. This is straightforward. So now the seventh point is insert the provider of email into a separate field. So you saw that there are some providers like google.ca, deliciousdays.com. so we want to get everything after the @ So I think same code will work here. We can just copy this particular code, paste it here, and the new column will be called as providers. So maybe I can copy this provider here, and then we want to get the values from the what is the column name? The column name is email. Okay, so instead of using the image path we will use the email column, and then from the email column after the @ we will get all the values. Okay, so I think this will get you the provider column. So I think all these columns seems good, and just click OK. And then we have an OLEDB destination that we can use to write the data into the SQL Server table. So we have a product table actually. Let me just show you. So we have a product table in the SQL Server 2019 in the SSIS database. So right now this table is empty, although the columns are already created. Maybe I will share the create table script with you. Okay, so let me just map the product table here. So let's create a connection to the SSIS database. Now in the data access mode we can use table or view fast load, and then I can select the product table here. Okay, and in the mappings all columns got mapped automatically because the column names, source column names are equal to the destination column names. So just click OK. So it is saying that column name, file name cannot be converted between Unicode and non-Unicode. So it seems like the file name is of a string in the destination, so that's why it is not able to convert it. So maybe we can just typecast this file name as well. So let me, I think this is good. I can give the length as 50, so this seems good. And file extension, let me check if file extension is also, yeah, now it's saying that you need to typecast file extension as well. So that's okay. We can just typecast the extension as well. Okay, and now let's typecast the provider as well. Alright, so this seems good now. So just execute the SSIS package. So the package got failed in the beginning, that cannot open the data file. This is failed because we have opened the file here, like we have opened it in Excel, so that's why it is failing. So maybe I can just stop this execution of the package and I can close this file, don't save. Okay, now let me start the package again. So now you saw that the file got loaded successfully and it loaded 10 records to the SQL Server table. I can just rerun this particular SQL query, select query, and you can see that all these columns got added, like the full name got added, and the full name is a combination of first name and last name, like Worthy Naseem, Regan Flag, all these, right? Benjamin Wayne. And then we got the total price, which is a multiplication of unit price and quantity, 8 into 1, 8, yeah, 93, 930. Okay, so this seems good. File name we got actually from the SSIS variable, which is file path. So we got the file name from here. If you want to get the file name maybe from the image path, then you can do that. That's very straightforward. And the file extension, we got the file extension from this product.csv file. However, we want to get the file name from the image path. Okay, like .jpg, .img, .png. Okay, so we can see that, like we can fix it. And then provider, so provider we want to get it from the email. So the values for the provider and file extension, they are not correct. Okay, so let me see what went wrong here. Okay, so if you saw here, for example, we use the image path here, however we have not used the image path here, so we need to use the image path at both places because we want to get the values from the image path. Okay, similarly, if you are using the email here, so we need to use the email here as well. Okay, so I think now this seems good. So click OK, and maybe I can just truncate this particular table. Alright, and now let me rerun the SSIS package again. Okay, and let's see the data again. So if you see the data now, so you will see that the extension is good, like JPG, IMG. The extension is created based on the image path, and the provider is also correct now because the values are like cmu.edu, for example, for this one. Yeah, so all the values are like after the at the rate, like google.ca. So all the values are after the at the rate in whatever the values are in the email column. So I think this seems good. This is what we wanted. So this is how you can write the expressions in SSIS. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video, then please click the like button, do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and click on all so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much.